Hey, we got ya. All right, there we go. Looks a little weird at this angle here in my kitchen, but here we go. Let's see if I can maybe reposition you guys a little bit. See me a little better. Hi, Brampton Gardner. Hi, Rochelle. Oh, all right. Yeah, you got me here in my kitchen, and I'm cooking tonight, and sorry I can't share. Oh. Kitchen's a little messy, but oh well. Hi, Ladies Farm. Hello, hello. Whoops, out of the. Oh, I didn't feel that great this afternoon. It was so hot, and so I started like just feeling really gross. So, oh hey, and I even got lion crest, and how mean who is? Oh, tell you, you're gonna see me mean because my dog is gonna be like wanting treats, and she's gonna be mad that. Yes, I know who you are. I see you, Rami. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I gotta go back. I'm missing something somewhere. Will she know who I am by my username? Yeah, I kind of think so. Guys, everyone, Lila Nerd there is my daughter, Rami. Joining me on my live, which, yay. Good. Make sure you have my playlist in the background. I keep telling her that. Run my playlist. Run my playlist. Need the hours. Yeah, so I'm just here in my kitchen cooking a little dinner, even though it's like 90 degrees. But yeah. So what am I going to do? I'm going to cook for an hour. You ran my playlist earlier? Oh, yay. Oh, hi, everybody. Oh, we got Kiki Soto from Urban Girl Gardening. We got Barb's Country Home, Lion Crest Outdoors. We got Brampton Gardner. We got Garden State Gardener. We got my daughter in here. It's a party. Oh, so how is everybody doing with their fall gardens? Anybody got anything fun in while I grab the chicken? Hold on. Need my cheeses. Yes, don't forget to click the like button there. Yay. Yeah, cook for an hour. Yeah, I'm gonna put food in because I'm starving, man. But no, I wasn't feeling good earlier. I was out in the heat all day with some little kiddos. Well, a little kiddo and one preteen. And yeah, peas and some greens. I've got my peas coming up already. And this weekend it's supposed to cool down a little bit, so I'll be able to get my pardon the aluminum foil here. So I'll be able to get my yeah, what am I starting this week? See, I'm all over the place this week. Be getting in my lettuces and maybe some radishes. It might still be too early, but I'm gonna throw them in anyway and see what happens. God knows I've got enough radish seed pods to last me a million years. Oh, so need to remember to yeah, I need to actually go out and buy some more fertilizer because I am out. Oh, hi, Mountain Grandma. Guys, check out Mountain Grandma. I just found their channel last night, and it's been really, really fun kind of watching their videos. And so you should definitely go check them out. They're a much newer channel, and you guys know how much We all love to support the small YouTuber. Pardon me, I'm just slicing some chicken. All right, what's on the menu tonight, in case anybody's wondering, is chicken breast stuffed with a mixture of cream cheese, spinach, mozzarella, and cream cheese, spinach, mozzarella, and Parmesan. It's going to be delicious. So I'm just like all over the place, like right now, but. Okay. So I'm coming live tonight to just talk about some stuff. I know you guys have seen the tease of, oh yeah, it's really, really, really good. You guys have seen the tease of my like hopes and dreams video for like forever. And I keep saying like, you know, this is where I want to take the channel. This is where I want to take my life and all of that. But like as soon as I had everything written down and I've got that all ready and like my dream is kind of concrete and formed, things took a diversion. So things have been kind of upended over here. And I don't know, Rami, are you still on my live? Just give me a little comment if you're still here. Rami is my 17-year-old, and she is has been in all my last shows with me, with Firebringer and Twisted. Rami, you still here? I don't hear. Oh, I don't see anything yet. Yes, Mountain Grandma, you should sub Urban Girl Gardening. She's a lot of fun. Actually, yep, she's still here. Okay. Rami, I didn't want to give you information this way, so maybe not the night for you to be on my live, even though it really it gives me watch hours, but like, all right. Anyway, so I'll kind of give you a little background on me, because I know there's some people here who are kind of new, and I haven't really delved into all like my stuff before. But so I am. Never mind. Don't listen. All right. Sorry, I'm talking to my kiddo. I'm going to run the microwave right next to my phone for a second. Sorry. Rami out. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. I love you. Yeah, so I am a mom of two. I'm a single mom. I've been, you know, kind of winging it on my own for about 10 years and all of that stuff. Let me see. I got notes. I got notes. Yeah. I live in a really, really high cost of living area. I'm just outside of Boston, Massachusetts, on the North Shore. And outside of Boston Metro, it's probably one of the most expensive areas in the state. Like, we're talking, I have a 2-bedroom apartment that I got cheap for this area, and I'm still paying $1,600 bucks. It's like, it's bad. And honestly, for the apartment I'm living in, it would probably be like $2,000 a month. So, you know, it's just me, so it's kind of hard to make ends meet. So I think I've pretty much decided, you know, it's just been, I've had issues with housing stability for pretty much all of my singlehood. So it's been like a decade. I just get on my feet and then something would happen And yeah, so like I'd just get on my feet, something would happen, and I'd be totally upended. Like, I had a great job, everything was going great, and then I lost said job because, like, I had a great nanny job. The grandparents moved up from, from Alabama, and they wanted to be with their grandkids, so there goes my job. And so everything kind of got upended. Another time I had a nice apartment that I could afford, and then it turned out that the landlord had all sorts of violations with the town, and they were, made us all, like, we all had to move out because she didn't have permits and certificates of occupancy, and they declared the building unfit for human habitation. Like, I'm not even kidding. And by then prices had risen so high, I couldn't find an apartment. Like, you can't find an apartment here. It's so hard, especially whereas by then I had a dog, so trying to find an apartment with a dog and all of that. So I ended up, I even lived in my car just a few years ago. I spent a whole summer living in my car in the Walmart parking lot. And it took me a little while to recoup and get back on my feet and into my own apartment. And we're talking, I had 3 jobs, not 1, not 2. I had 3 jobs, and I still couldn't, pay the bills in this area of the country. So it's been rough. And so I mean, trying to, like, get back to, like, baseline, and I finally get there. I've got, I was living, me and my 2 teenagers and the dog and the cats in a 1-bedroom apartment for a couple of years, and that was at least okay. We managed it. We were happy. And then the landlord said that she was selling the building, and that was, she said, I'm going to sell with tenants in place, and that would be fine, except when it all came down to it, she couldn't get an offer that wanted the tenants to remain. The offer that she got was somebody that wanted to live in my unit, because he was a veteran, and he was disabled and living in a first floor unit, being an owner occupant in an apartment building. That was what he needed, and that's what happened. So I lost that apartment, and I got very lucky being able to move into this apartment. The last apartment the one that got sold was where I started my epic porch garden. I said, oh, hey, I have a sunny porch. I can grow a tomato plant here. And that was the beginning of the end. I had my epic porch garden there. It was huge as far as porch gardens go. I had every square inch. And then I took over the back patio, and I had hanging baskets of herbs, and I was, growing in the little like 4x4 patch in front of the house in like 2x2 grow bags. And so I had strawberries and peas and green beans and tomatoes and peppers and pretty much everything that I have in the garden now, except, what am I growing now that I did not grow then? Melons. No, I had a watermelon, but I didn't actually get. Yeah, once you start, you can't stop. It's the beginning of the end. I kept saying that, everything is, this is the whole garden. This is everything I'm putting in the garden this year. And then I'd go buy another pot and some more soil, and I'd fill it with, like, bok choy. It's like Lay's chips. You can't have just one. Yeah, and so that apartment got sold, and I was really, really bummed. But I got really lucky, and I found this place. It has a side yard for the dog. The landlord said I can go crazy over here and build whatever kind of garden I want. And he lived up to that, because he loves my garden, and you've seen it, it's pretty big even by most people's standards. Let's see, I've got 4 4x10 beds and a 4x12 bed, and 40 feet if you count like 10 feet from each side, so 40 feet of cattle panel trellis, so you know, as backyard gardens go, it's pretty substantial. There were even though it's a 2-bedroom apartment, there's 2 rooms upstairs in the attic, and that's where my girls kind of made their little tower. You know, because they're 19 and 17, so and everything was pretty perfect. And I was starting to dream. You know, I never thought about starting a YouTube channel. Like, this was never a thing I wanted to do. But I posted so many pictures and things on my Facebook of my garden last year, and people loved it. So I figured, you know what? Maybe this year I'll move to video. And then that kind of got me started thinking like, hey, maybe I should do YouTube. So here I am, and I've met all you lovely people. You know, so, and I started to really like build on it and think, oh my God, I can actually use this as, I think it was really watching Roots and Refuge and seeing what they've done is that now they can be, you know, full-time home in their garden, building their dreams because of YouTube. And I'm like, well, if, you know, they can do it. I mean, I'm not Jess. I'm not that personable. She's just the most adorable person on the planet. But if she could do it, why can't I? You know, and so I started really dreaming, and actually, I'm going to grab something. Okay. This was going to be a video, and it will still be a video, but since you guys are here, I may as well share because I love y'all. You know, I started really, really dreaming it out, and I, you know, creating a vision board and all of that, and this thought of what my life could be like, you know, if this channel takes off. And I was going to bring that all to you in a video. And then something happened this month that kind of blew a lot of that up. Because I've lived here for a year, the landlords, who are awesome, so I'm going to preface this saying that they are awesome. I'm not upset with them or anything like that, because they're friends and I love them and they've been great to me. But they got an offer for an investment opportunity that they just cannot pass up. It is, you know, I want good things for them. Like I said, they are great people who have been great to me. And like the last landlord, they said they would try to sell with tenants in place. But alas, every single offer they got wanted to live in my fabulous 2nd floor unit. So I have to move out. All the work, all the money, all the effort, all the time in building that garden space, gone. I luckily have till the end of my lease term, which is the end of November. So I get all the way through this garden season. But my plans for my winter garden, my, you know, growing of garlic and all those things are pretty much out the window. So it's taken me a couple of weeks. I haven't really mentioned anything on my social media because some of you are on my social media. I like my personal Facebook and all of that. So I haven't, it's taken me a couple of weeks to like, and that's why I wanted Rami to jump off, because I actually have not broken said news to her yet, because I've still been processing it. But I don't know, tonight felt like a night where I just needed to like, with you guys. And by the way, whoop, look at that chicken. Is that amazing or what? Getting that in the oven. Woohoo! Yeah, so I do have one. So I spent a couple of weeks being really upset. Hold on, I gotta wash my hands. So yeah, I spent a couple of weeks, put the garlic in pots. That's not a half bad idea. Thank you. Ugh. Yeah, so I've just been kind of trying to deal with it for the last couple of weeks. And well, I can't continue to garden here, unfortunately. Hold on one second. I'm going to put the spinach away. And then I'm going to come over here into my grow room while I still have it. Wait, there we go. Oh, I got to get my mortgage lifter seeds. Woo. We're doing some seed saving, people, because that mortgage lifter was delicious and I want more. Let's see. See if I can adjust my camera here. You could hear the detergent bottle squeeze from there. All right. Here we go. That's fine. All right. Oh, I got Loot Shower pepper that I got to get the seeds out of. I'm going to write it down on the plate while they dry out. Loot Shower. Yeah, so I was just coming to terms with it over the last couple of weeks. And I was like, oh, not only am I losing the effort and everything that I put into the garden, that's one thing. But like, how do you do a garden channel without a garden? Like, how am I going to do that? I mean, I'm going to be, just, I don't know. Yeah, label. Of course, unfortunately, my pen is not working, so I'm just going to have to leave them for now. But all I have here is Loot Shower and then purple pepper. Oh, hi there. Oh, yeah, my dog's here. Come here, Mia. Come here. Come on. There's my girl. There's my girl. Mr. Bo is no longer with us, unfortunately. His time came. I unfortunately cannot still use the garden here. They want to use the yard space there as an actual yard. Oh, $300 worth of compost, guys. $300 worth of compost. But in those 2 weeks, I did have one really good thing happen. A friend of mine who lives nearby has offered to let me take my garden and move it into his yard. So, I mean, when I moved, I'm like, I'm not leaving behind my cattle panel trellises, my T-posts, like all that stuff cost money. I thought about taking the wood because, dude, wood is so expensive right now. Kiki, I am kind of thinking about that. It's definitely coming like a little bit of a vlog, and that's kind of where this is going. My whole thing is, letting my subscribers follow my journey. And so, yeah, I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna just put this all out here for you guys. Kiki and Rochelle, so Urban Girl Gardening and Brampton Gardener, know that I drove from Boston a few weeks ago out through New York State. I probably must have been within like 15 minutes of Kiki, I swear, because I went right through Albany to an area of upstate New York And I'm thinking of moving out there. The problem is my credit sucks. So anything that I'm doing, I have to do cash. The little house that I was looking at and drooling over actually sold this week, or well, it's pending. So that one's out. But then another one came on the market that was even more beautiful and is actually more of a dream property, and it's less expensive. So I'm going to take you through, even though this is going to be a video, I'm going to take you through kind of my dream right now of where I want to be, what I want to be doing. Because putting it all out there is going to be what helps keep me motivated. Like you guys, hey, if you had said, hey, come see my garden, I would have detoured. Like, and I will be out there again. So don't invite me and I'm not coming. Like don't invite me. And like, I am coming. I am coming. Oh, Rochelle, the other place, the one I saw that I really, really, really want now is even more of a fixer-upper. So, but it's bigger and it's beautiful. 3.5 acres of flat cleared land. Oh, the well works, the heating works, the roof. It needs work, but it is $27,000. 27. So, yeah, things are looking pretty gloomy right now. I have not a particularly great idea of where I'm going when my lease does run up here. Finding an apartment here is very, very, very difficult. So, but I don't know. I'm putting some things out there on faith, and this is something you guys should know about me. I am a religious person, but not in the way you think. I'm much down the pagan path than, yeah. So, but putting it out there into the world and, oh, yeah. So I know I'm bouncing back and forth and all over the place, but I grew up watching Little House on the Prairie. So I've always kind of loved that kind of thing. Like, I want to be Little House on the Prairie, but with indoor plumbing and a good internet connection. So I'm just trying to figure out, I don't know if anybody saw that movie. It's a Kathy Bates movie called A Home of Our Own. And it's about this woman who literally picks up with her kids. She's living in the inner city and things are just going to crap. Oh, vision board. That we're getting to that, Rochelle. We're getting to that. I'm a real estate agent. We do vision boards very well. Yeah, so she literally packs all her kids. They have no money, like not a penny to their name. She loads them all in the car and they just start driving. And she's just looking for that place. Like, she's like, we're not renting anymore. We're going to, Little House on the Prairie 2.0. I grew up wanting to be Laura Ingalls. My dad actually kind of looks a bit like Michael Landon. Looks a little bit like Pa. So eventually they stop the car and she's just staring and she's like, that's it. That's our house. And it was literally a half-built shack. Granted, this happened in the 50s or 60s or whatever, and it was based on a true story, that she went to the owner of the property and bartered and offered her kids as, herself and her kids as, people to clean his house, do farm chores on his nursery and all that stuff in order to pay for the house. And they built it with their own hands and all of that. And it always kind of inspired me. You're a Green Acres girl. My dad actually, all growing up, I heard the Green Acres song more than just about anything. My dad would walk around and whistle it all the time, still does. So not saying I want to be Roots and Refuge or anything, but like, so I've always wanted to be a homesteader. And that was before I knew that there were so many people out there doing it. And it honestly, like when I started with my tomato plant and I wanted to grow some other things, I started looking on YouTube for how do I grow this? How do I grow that? And then um, I found Luke at MI Gardener, and I started obsessively following his channel. And then I was recommended a Gilligan's Island. Yes, yes. Then I was recommended a Roots and Refuge video, and I watched that, and I just got sucked into the whole thing. And I never thought I wanted goats before, but damn it, I want goats now. So I like all I can think of is having enough, because it's been a hard 10 years. It's been a hard 10 years of scraping and barely surviving. And I don't want to survive. I want to thrive. I want to thrive, but I want to not be dependent on things. I don't want any more, like, this is 2 apartments in a row where I've had the landlord have to sell or decide to sell, and my whole life turned upside down. This is 2 apartments in a row, 2 apartments in less than a year. It took me 2 solid years to get from losing my apartment that we were kicked out of because the landlord had all those violations. It took 2 years of my dog living with friends of my friends. Mia here, she lived for 2 years with other people. And I can hardly believe that they let her come back to me because they really loved her. But they knew the plan was always for us to be reunited and all of that. But oh, they love my dog, and she goes there for visits every once in a while. But 2 years before I found an apartment where I could have my dog, and I am so not okay with going through this again. So I'm not going to have the money to buy that property. I know I'm not, but I'm going to focus on it anyway. As a real estate agent, I know there is always another house because I loved that other house that I went to look at. When it sold a week later, boom, new property that's even better. So I am starting my vision board, like Rochelle said. Vision board is the key. This was the little house that I looked at in New York. It was on about 3/4 of an acre, and it was a tiny little 800 square foot house, like tiny little thing. But I'm putting a picture of it up there as motivation. These are some of the other fixer-uppers that I saw when I was looking around online. That one definitely, actually the inside was fine. They had just taken down the overhang and were putting it back up. But oh, I have goals too. Yeah. And on that property, I want a huge garden with a window greenhouse, high tunnel. I'm going to build myself a root cellar. And I'm going to also have, I really want to have a thermal greenhouse, something that's built down into the earth a little bit so that it will, right, that garden is gorgeous. So that it will be insulated so that I can grow, you know, things that aren't as frost tender. So some cold hardy things like I want fresh kale all winter long. And there are ways to build a greenhouse down into the ground and into insulated so that it stays warm. And I've been like, maybe I'm watching too much Homestead Rescue. I don't know. But there are a lot of cool things. I want fruit trees. I can't have fruit trees here. I have no room. I want fruit trees. I am so jelly of Kiki's Romeo and Juliet. I want them. Mr. Bo has passed on, but in his honor, I need a good farm dog. Oops. I need an Australian cattle dog. What farm is complete without barn cats? Because I hate rats. Hate them. I need a whole mess of chickens. And of course, some goats, pretty spotted ones. I haven't nailed down whether I want to do Nubians or whether I want to do Nigerians. It's just me. I don't have a huge, but guys, I appreciate the prayers. I do. I really do. I do have pics of everything. I'm making a vision board. I've got it. It's all ready to go. I just haven't put them up yet because I am going to make an actual video for the channel for it, but I figured I would share it with you guys. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm probably going to do some crazy things. Yes, so much exercise, but I like to do dog agility. So I think that's a way to go for that. I mean, it's all in my head, and I can see it all. I just need the property, and thus I need the funds. And I'm kind of thinking, so I don't know if anyone saw my 18 things about you video, but my friends call me the risk taker. I am the impulsive one. I am the one that sets a crazy goal, a crazy dream, and I just go for it with everything. So I might do a couple of things on my YouTube channel, kind of bring some people into this journey. One of those things being, I don't know if any of you has ever heard of the Red Paperclip Project. It was some of you Canadians probably might have heard of it more than some of y'all, but I've been listening to some of these Southern channels too much because I'm a New Englander and I'm saying y'all left and right. So the Red Paperclip, the Red Paperclip Project is this gentleman in Canada played this game growing up called Bigger and Better, where you take something and you trade it for something, bigger and better. We actually used to play something like that at lunch at school or snack time, where we'd have our snack and we'd try to trade it for something and trade it and trade it and trade it. And you knew that the Gushers were a high value item and all of the, yeah. So everybody trying to trade for the Gushers. So what he did is he thought, well, what if, because he was thinking about, the housing situation in the world. And he's like, I wonder if you could play Bigger and Better, how far could you take it? Could you turn something that has seemingly no value into, so and trade up and trade up and trade up until you had a house. And so he looked on his desk and said, well, what do I have here? And he goes, oh, okay, well, I have this paperclip. It was a red paperclip, and he went to Craigslist and posted it, and he said, hey, I'm trying to trade a paperclip for a house. I'm going to just make as many trades as it takes to get there. I have this red paperclip. Who wants to offer me a trade? And a couple towns over, a lady answered it, and she said, well, I have a fish pen, a pen shaped like a fish. And he's like, oh, all right, you know what? I'll make that trade. And so he traded her for the fish pen, and then he traded that fish pen for a funky looking carved doorknob. And he traded that for a camping stove, and it traded up and up and up. And eventually, some local radio personalities got wind of it and things like that. At one point, he was trading an afternoon with Alice Cooper. a recording contract, a year of free rent in an apartment, and all of that. So he took it pretty far. Eventually, he got like this, of all random things, he traded for a Kiss snow globe. And that he already kind of had a predetermined trade for that because he knew about a celebrity that he really liked. Anyway, like he really liked snow globes, and he traded that for something which eventually a town in Canada offered to trade him for a house in their town that they happened, the city owned the house. They traded him for the part in the movie. And then they held a contest in the town to see who would get the part in the movie, and he got the house, and now there's a big red paperclip statue there. So I don't know, I might think about doing something like that, but I want to kind of marry it in with the whole gardening thing, and that's where these fermenting seeds come in. I have my seeds from my 1.36 pound mortgage lifter tomato that I got today, and I'm wondering, there's a bit of a backstory on mortgage lifter tomatoes that I might be able to mesh these two together and kind of make something fun out of. The mortgage lifter tomato was originally grown by a man known as Radiator Charlie. He had his shop down at the bottom of down at the base of a mountain where a lot of people tended to break down back in the 20s and the 1920s, so like 100 years ago. Well, 1 year. They called him Radiator Charlie because he specialized in fixing all the radiators from people who were trying to get up over the mountain and their cars would break down because their radiators would overheat. So he developed, he kind of saw what was happening with the Great Depression and how people were going to need food and all of that, and they were going to need some food security, and he developed the mortgage lifter tomato. And for those of you who don't know, the mortgage lifter is like a 1 to 2 pound, like massive tomato. And he literally sold those for $1 a plant. And that was, I mean, I think it's the 1920s. Buying a tomato plant for $1 is big money. But the production on them is worth it. For, one of those tomatoes is part of a meal for a whole family. It lasted me for 2 meals just for me. I ate half of it with my lunch, and then I had a snack later on. And even then, I had a hard time finishing. I may have shared some with Mia. But why he called it the mortgage lifter tomato is because literally selling those plants for $1 a plant, he paid off his entire mortgage. So I'm thinking I might find some way to take these mortgage lifter seeds, marry it with that red paperclip mentality, and then see if that can help me kind of fundraise or trade up, or I don't know. Some way to get me closer to that goal of, my garden and my little farm, and not having to worry ever again about the whims of other people, like their lives turning my life upside down. Because, dude, I can't do it anymore. I can't. So, I mean, I'm still going to do a lot of garden content. I'm going to keep going with this garden all the way till the end of November, like it's not going anywhere. And then thankfully, blessedly, my friend has offered me to take my garden and move it there. I'm still going to need to truck in a whole bunch of soil all over again. So I feel bad. I feel kind of bad for the people that are buying the house, but maybe not too bad, that they're going to be left with 5 very large lumps of dirt because I'm going to take the cattle panels. I'm taking my all my T-posts, the corners of the garden. I wasn't going to take the wood. I wasn't. But I am. I'm going to take the wood and I'm going to just move it over there to, they can rake it out and throw some grass seed down. It'll be fine. It's not going to be that big a deal. I might, just to be nice, I might rake it out myself. Yeah, but I'm figuring like $27,000 is not a lot of money in the grand scheme of things. I wish I was able to be a surrogate mom again. If you guys had seen my my 18 Things About Me video too, you might also know that I was oh, I'm just reading. Oh, I won't get into the vaccine on this. I'm not going to get into that. Because 50% of you will love me for it, and 50% of you will hate me for it. So I'm just going to leave that right there. Yeah. Blueberry. What about blueberries? Yes, Kiki. The time has come. The time has come. I am done. I am done. I'm not letting. Yeah. And like I said, this is nothing against my current landlords because they are friends of mine. We worked to, yes, encourage being self-sufficient. Absolutely. You would babysit the soil. Yeah. So, yeah, my landlords are wonderful people. We work. Oh yeah, I did plant some blueberries. I do have 3 blueberry bushes. I'm just gonna leave those. I'm not really worried about those. They're cheap enough. I can buy some new ones when I have a permanent property. Because I'll tell you, once I have my home that I own, it's mine. Everything's going on there. There's going to be raspberries, blueberries, blackberries, massive strawberry plants. I'm going to have beehives. I don't necessarily want to tend to the bees myself, but there are, places that you can do like the host a hive thing. So, they give you a few jars of honey for letting them tend to the bees on your property. And then you get all the bees for pollinators, and it works for me. Yeah, I'm not too worried about my blueberry bushes. They can have those. Yeah. It made a good video. The birds ate them. Oh, I was so frustrated. I'm like, oh my God, those blueberries are like this close to being ready. Oh, yay. Oh, what the heck. I came out the next day to harvest them. Ugh. Yeah, I thought about digging up the blueberries and putting them in planters, but yeah, I'll worry about it when I move. But this dog, let me tell you, you see this thing? Look at that cutie. Hi, cutie. Yeah, I thought about leaving the wood. I'm going to take it because it was like $300. And do I have that to waste? I don't know if any of you guys watch Gardening with Skinny Boy Randy, but his little thing, we ain't got no money. And if you guys aren't watching Gardening with Skinny Boy Randy, you need to. Just because he's just his energy is infectious. I love that man. Yeah. So yeah, birds. I don't even know what between birds and bunnies and yeah. Yeah. So like the title of this video says, it's not the garden, it's the gardening. And that's probably where I'm going to be like signing off from this garden, walking away. That's going to be like my last video in this garden, but you can't watch too much of him. Do you get exhausted? Yeah. Oh, hi. All right, long story short, my landlord has sold the building. They had an opportunity that they just could not turn down, and it necessitated the sale of the building. They're amazing people. I want all good things for them. They are friends of mine. He completely exhausted, right? And they sold the building. They tried to sell it with tenants in place, but every single offer they got wanted to live in my unit. So I have to move at the end of my lease at the end of November. So I get the whole rest of the fall season to garden. So I'll get to, kind of put the garden to bed. And then I take it all down. And luckily, it's very lucky. I was worried that I was not going to have my YouTube channel anymore, or at least that I was going to have to transition to, because I would have gardened some way, somehow. If I rented out, if I got a bus and made it into a tiny home, I would have found some way to grow something. I'd have pots hanging in every window of that bus. Yeah, so it's a lot, and it's been weighing really heavy on me the last few weeks, and I haven't said anything on social media, haven't mentioned anything in my channel till now. I've still got to tell my kids. I'm kind of devastated, but my friend has offered to let me move my garden to his house. I'm just going to have to buy all the soil again. I definitely this time will not do the 50% compost, 50% loam in there, because so many rocks. And buying the pure compost was A, cheaper, and B, no rocks, and C, my tomatoes and cucumbers and the spaghetti squash and all that grew like crazy in pure compost. So I'm going to do that. Yeah, it's been a lot to deal with. A lot to deal with, especially while doing 2 musicals and work and all these other things that are cropping up. And yeah, maybe the kids will have ideas to brainstorm too. But they are working on a lot themselves right now. They're getting ready for college, and because my eldest graduated in 2020, my youngest graduated in 2021. The eldest took a gap year because COVID. She's like, why am I going to pay full price for college to do it online? How much time do I have left? I have until the end of November, so a solid 3 months. So, there's time to try to pull a rabbit out of my hat and do something crazy. I am going to obviously be preparing for what's going to happen when I very likely do not buy a house in the next 3 months. But so I'm obviously planning for that. But I am going to be trying my hardest to do all the things. So yeah, it is going to go fast. If it comes down to it, I have a couple options. They are not options I want to take. And I won't get into that here, but they are not options I want to take. But I'm going to be working on it. I'm going to be working on it. And yeah, I got to go check on my delicious chicken. Take you with me. Do. I don't know that I want to be eating on my live stream, but I mean, it's delicious. Buy a lottery ticket. Yeah. That has not worked out in the past. I don't think I want to plan on that. Let's see. So the great thing about this dish is about halfway through or near the end, the cheese starts to kind of melt out. And then you take it and you scoop it back on top, and then it'll form this lovely cheesy sort of crust over the top of the chicken. Oh, deliciousness. I'm gonna have to show you guys what I do with my spaghetti squash. Some of you on my social media have seen it. If you're on my actual Facebook, I know Kiki and Rochelle are. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think of a couple of things like, I don't know, something crazy that came to mind or was brought to mind by a friend of mine is, you know, hey, Joe, yeah, come on down to the Jersey Shore. Jersey Shore is too expensive. Like, you can't buy a house here for less than $500,000 right now, unless it's like falling, you know, falling apart. Ridiculous amount of baked chicken tenders. Yum. No, I think I've pretty much decided on getting out of Boston and going over there to go live with Kiki or near Kiki. I don't think Kiki's got room. But where I was looking was about half an hour from where Kiki is in Albany. And so I think that's probably where I'm looking, because you know what else can I get for $27,000? Yeah, I'll tell you, when that property popped up, I just about died. Like, I nearly fell over, and I'm like, 3.5 acres, 3.5 acres, flat, cleared, like, ugh. Like, I don't care. I don't care if it's a shack. I will move in. I can DIY. I know how to hang drywall. I will get in there and I will make it work. So I don't know. I thought, so this was something that a friend of mine brought to mind. She's like, the story of that mortgage lifter tomato, how the guy paid off his house selling tomato plants. Maybe like taking packs of those mortgage lifter tomatoes and saying, silent auction, send me an offer for a pack of 25 mortgage lifter seeds type of thing. And then, some people get generous. They'll get, hey, I'll give you $100, and hey, I'll give you, or whatever. And, see if you can do fundraisers like that to try and raise the money to buy something. So I kind of always thought that, once I started this YouTube channel, and of course we all get stars in our eyes about, ooh, get that YouTube money. But I really did start it with the intention of building it to follow me on this, journey of building my garden here and building my channel, building my community, building my following, and, taking you guys with me on the journey from this garden to, this garden, and I really felt like, oh, a 50-50 is not a bad idea. Yeah, so, I really felt like when this building sold, and my landlord told me that unfortunately he didn't get a single offer that would allow me to stay in place. It crushed me. I was like, well, there goes that. There goes the garden. There goes YouTube. There goes the dream of my own place and everything else. But you know what? I'm not giving up. I am not giving up. I am going to stick to my guns, stick to my dream, stick to my beautiful vision board, and in true Danny style, everything I do is messy. Honestly, it's like I get an idea and I go for it and I will ram it through. Like, I will make it work. I will make things work. And so here I am. And it's like, ready, set, go. You've just been given a timeline. So let's see what crazy stuff that I can pull out and make happen. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, Mountain Grandma, the place I want to go, I would classify it as the sticks, but I don't know if you would. The town that I looked at originally, that first town, it had 563 people, but now the house that's on the market now that I want to buy is a town over, and it's they have 6,500 people, so that's not so bad. Yeah, I mean, if I do figure out how to do this and do something crazy, you know, I know you guys are all rooting for me, and hopefully maybe you'll share some of my stuff around once I once I make my video on, you know, say the mortgage lifter seeds, or I never thought about doing a 50-50, but that's not a bad idea either. You know, all that kind of crazy stuff. Yeah, I mean, once I get those videos, if you want to. Yes, me too. Me too. Honestly, I had really thought, and the one thing keeping me from it is I can't get in. I can get into Canada, but I can't get home because I don't have the proper ID yet. I've got to make sure I take a day off, and I've got to take a day off and get down to the registry so I can get the real ID so that I can get back into the United States after I go to Canada. But I was thinking, like, I'd literally strike out, go through, hit Kiki, up to Canada, Bonnie, Artist in the Garden, see Brampton Gardener, Artist in the Garden, head over into Michigan. I was thinking I'd visit at least the M.I. Gardner Seed store and do a hey, look where I am. Go over about an hour, see Josh at the City Stead, and something like that. Maybe instead of going straight home through Canada, you know what? Maybe I do go around underneath the Great Lakes, and because then I got to go down through Illinois, and I hit Slava Kitchen Garden Therapy on the way home. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. Pretty much all I'm going to have coming out now, I think, is really just tomatoes and tomatoes and tomatoes and tomatoes and tomatoes and tomatoes. Because all the spaghetti squash, I'm going to eat that. And the eggplant, I'm going to eat that. The peppers, I'm saving to make paprika. Might be a spicier paprika than I thought. These Lutschauer peppers are way spicier than I expected. And I don't do spicy so much. But I want to make paprika. So I have that, and I have the Alma paprika peppers we're going to make with some paprika. But yeah, maybe I will. Maybe I'll just put so I've got my seed starting table here that I'm sitting at right now. And maybe I will take that, put it outside in my driveway, put a little sign up with my story and what I'm trying to do, put a Cash App down, say, yeah, maybe some, yeah. The thing is, I don't know how many people around here really do much fall gardening. I feel like the ones that do already have their have their plans for plants and all of that. But honestly, actually, I really suck at brassicas. I cannot get back in my kitchen because I'm getting my food out of the oven. I can't get Brussels sprouts and broccoli to start inside for the life of me. I don't know why. I have the worst time with it. They are spindly and leggy. All right, thank you, Mountain Grandma, for coming and watching tonight. I'm so excited that you guys have all been hanging out with me for an hour. I mean, that's a lot. Yeah, but I'm ready to get crazy. I am ready to get crazy and do the weird things, because it's typically how I live my life, is I do the weird things. Oh. Yeah, I am not relishing this move at all. But on the flip side, my landlords did very well with the sale, and they are cool people, so I'm very glad for them. And now I need a fork. I gotta empty my dishwasher one of these days. I'm just like digging into the dishwasher for all the ta and da. That is delicious. All right. Thank you, Veggie Farm Garden. Yeah, I mean, so let's see what crazy things I can do. I'm probably on this wall back here. I'm just thinking of this now. So, hold on. We're gonna fix that. My thing doesn't want to tighten. Ah! Hi. Again, this is the weird. I am the weird. We know that. Okay. Thank you for typing. Pop that out. All right. So this is my grow room. So sunny, so nice. I'm going to miss it. But I think on this wall, which I was planning to do my tomato bracket here this coming winter to figure out what tomatoes to grow, but that's not going to happen now. I think I'm just going to put a big thing on this wall with like a big thermometer and the vision board, and I'll take you guys through some progress when I have it, and maybe we'll see this thing fill up, and I'll be able to buy something, and then instead of Wicked Awesome Gardening, we'll have the Wicked Awesome Homestead. I think that would be just like, as my dad would say, the balls. So, yep, buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get weird. So, yeah, you know what? That's what I will do tomorrow is I will get out the markers and I will create a big thermometer on that wall. And I'll probably try to film the mortgage lifter video and the kind of dream video, and I'll do a more concise video kind of explaining the situation and go from there. But one way or another, we're going to get there. And I'm psyched that you guys are all with me on it, just to cheer me on, keep me going. And that's going to means more than you guys know. Like, I didn't realize that when I started YouTube that I was going to end up with all these people and like all these new friends. And it's just amazingness. Yeah, that's right. I got this. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. So yeah. So we're gonna do some crazy videos in the coming weeks, and some people might be like, this is, I look at this lady begging and blah 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 on her YouTube channel, and I might lose followers over it, but I have a feeling that it will actually gain me more people in solidarity and sympathy, the other dreamers, the people who are all like wishing that they could do this. And it's such a small amount of money. No, you cannot have my chicken. You cannot have my chicken. Dog wants my chicken. Mine. The goal is small enough that I think it's attainable. I think it's possible. Oh, the chicken is delicious. Yeah, I think that there are enough dreamers out there that if there's enough people out there that I can get there. Yeah, closed mouths don't get fed. Yeah, I don't know. Now I'm getting, like lost in thought and all of that. Yeah, so like I said, I was really worried about losing the garden. And once I secured that, I came with a whole lot of peace that, okay, at least I can keep doing this thing that I've found that I love. If I can keep doing that, I can make it through everything else. I can keep making progress toward my goals. I can keep, I can keep on my way there. And, here I am. I sat at that under 800 subscribers for like a week and a half, like at like around 790, 792, 793, 790, 791, 790. Like I was stuck there. I finally broke through the 800 subscribers threshold. I'm there. I'm hopefully going to get, see my hours kind of pick up. I mean, I got to make more content to make more hours, but you know how that is. But I'm kind of hoping to gain some traction, get this thing monetized, and have that help start kind of funding what I'm doing. So I think I'm going to wrap up there, and I'm going to eat this chicken because I don't want to sit here like, right? The numbers game, it's a roller coaster. It's a roller coaster. So yeah, I'm hoping that some people go back and watch my back catalog to help me get those hours. Kiki Soto, Urban Girl Gardening. Where are you on your numbers now? I've been running your playlist, so hopefully that's helping you out. Like, I feel like you're so close. Because for anybody who is not subscribed to Urban Girl Gardening, you should be, because she's just so fun to watch. One of the most authentic people. 326 more hours. Just a few days ago, you were at like 900 hours. Go you. Yeah, so if you haven't watched her channel, go there, go to Urban Girl Gardening, watch her videos, because you're not going to find, like I said, a more authentic, like just her person on YouTube. And full of information. Just go there. Garden State Gardener also, Brampton Garden. Like, basically, just go subscribe to everybody who's watching this, because they are amazing people, awesome supporters. They just are very supportive of everybody else's channels. I think with that, I'm probably going to sign off so that I can go eat my delicious chicken without you guys sitting here watching me go and hearing my dog cry and whine because I haven't given her chicken. And you'll see videos kind of more concise on what's going on in the next few weeks as I film those. And yeah. Garden State Gardener, you're my guy on Saturday. I'm gonna be spotlighting your channel. I know you're monetized already now, but now we gotta get people going and watching your back channel, watching your videos, and making you some of that YouTube money. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, guys, for like an hour and 15 minutes. It's like surprising that anybody would even listen to me for if you asked me a year ago, are people going to sit there and listen to me talk for an hour? I would have said no. But all right, guys, I'm going to sign off. I love you so much. Bye-bye.